an important point from the Minister's announcements today is not so much that they've been shelved but more put on hold for implementation in 2017, and that in the meantime that the government will be consulting broadly with key stakeholders on higher education reform. And look, I think a really important point that was acknowledged today too is the recognition that there is a real issue around long-term sustainable funding for higher education and research. And so I think now we have a circuit breaker, a very welcome circuit breaker, and a very welcome commitment by the new Minister to consult with all key stakeholders and have a look at the full suite of options that might be considered in addressing this issue of long-term sustainable funding.
As you say, it means that there won't be any changes made this side of the election. And the university sector has been saying that this policy impasse, that in fact would be the worst outcome. Are you not disappointed by this?
Well, I don't think the Minister has gone so far as to say there won't be any change before the election, but what he said is if there are going to be changes, that they won't be implemented until January 2017. And so clearly, until they say otherwise, the reforms as they are currently crafted are still in play. But I think the reality is that the Senate is unlikely to support those in their current form, and that we now have this terrific opportunity to consult, to engage and have a look at whether in fact there aren't other options that might better satisfy the well-articulated need to properly fund universities and research.
Have you had a meeting with the new Education Minister, Simon Birmingham, yet? And do you have a sense of whether he remains committed to these reforms?
We've had some very positive discussions with the new Minister, and I have to say on the basis of those conversations we're very encouraged at the extent to which he is committed, and I have no doubt that that commitment is genuine, to fully consult with all stakeholders around this very urgent task, actually, to ensure that we can properly and sustainably invest in universities. One of the key announcements today was that the proposed 20% cut wouldn't be applied for university funding for 2016. Now, of course, the university sector, perhaps not surprisingly, has always been opposed to the magnitude of that cut, and so what we would like to see as part of this process is a commitment to have that to be permanently off the table, not just for there to be a 12-month delay in relation to that.
The satellite that will deliver high-speed internet services to